Hi Pamela, and thanks for submitting your son's writing piece. What I'll do first is I'll read through the piece and then I'll make some comments about the whole structure and the arguments, and then I'll go into, I guess, the nitty-gritty, so looking at things like spelling and grammar. Okay, so first of all, is downloading movies over the internet for free a wrong thing to do? In the past decade, the internet has been used for plenty of things. Now it is also used for downloading movies over the internet for free. It is wrong to do this as people who acted does not get paid by the people who downloads the movie for free. It may also cause the producers to lose money. The actors or actresses do not get paid by the people who download the movie for free. The actors or actresses are their way of earning money. By downloading movies, the actors or actresses may not earn as much money as they were supposed to. Some people argue that it is too expensive to pay money to watch a movie, but the actors or actresses don't get paid for doing their job. The producers also lose money by people downloading movies for free. Making the effects in a movie itself costs a huge amount of money. The producers also have to pay actors or actresses for their roles in the movies. It have been researched by a certain company that producers are starting to lose money because of this. The producers won't be able to make good movies then. Using the internet for downloading movies for free is wrong and shouldn't even be done at all. The actors or actresses do not get paid as much, and the producers will lose money. If it is recommended to not download movies for free, or producers will make horrible movies because they don't have enough funds, will you want to watch a horrible movie? Okay, my first point would be that the structure is okay in that in the introduction you've got, in the past decade the internet has been used for plenty of things. Now it is also used for downloading movies over the internet for free. That's fine. I would change it. However, what I do like is it's wrong to do this as people who acted, and you've stated your position. However, we'll get into the arguments later. The structure is fine. You've got one major argument, another major argument, somewhat of a counter argument here, and then what's lacking is a conclusion. I guess one of the main issues is making sure that your arguments are clear. The issue that I see here is that the arguments are pretty similar. So you've got here, let me just do this in red so you can see. You can see the actors or actresses do not get paid by the people who download the movie for free. Okay, the next line you should do is explain why. Okay, and it doesn't seem like that's happened here, because even though you say the actors or actresses are their way of earning money, it doesn't really make sense. How you have to explain why it's wrong. If it's wrong because it deprives people of income, you have to explain why. It deprives people of income because when people download the movie for free, it means that the rights of the movie aren't getting properly reimbursed. That means the money that comes in to pay for the movie being produced is not happening. So therefore someone loses out. Okay, in general, actresses or actors already get paid for doing the movie. It's the people who produce the movie who actually don't get paid, or who lose out on money they could have earned from selling the video. Okay, so it's those people that actually lose out. So the second part here is, this is your second argument. The producers also lose money by people downloading movies for free. That's a good argument, and that's the argument I've just brought up. But then you need to explain this. Why? That's the second line here. That's what you should be explaining in your second line. So let's read your second line. Making the effects in a movie itself costs a huge amount of money. That needs to be explained in a better way. I would have written something like this. So producers also lose money by people downloading movies for free. I would write something. This Let me write this in a larger size so you can read it. What I would write is on the lines of, this is because when people download movies for free, there is no income that comes to the producers. This means that any income that they would have earned from sales of the movie are lost. Full stop. And that would be the type of explanation. And then you explain why that's wrong. This is wrong because producers have invested a lot of money into making the movie because they expect to sell the movie later. When people download for free, this sale doesn't occur, and therefore it is the producer that loses out, and this is wrong. So that's the type of explanation that I need you to put within your writing, especially for argumentative writing. Whilst I can see here that you've got the top line, so the producers also lose money by people downloading movies for free, which is excellent, you need to take the steps then to explain it in a very clear and concise way. Okay, let's move on to the next section. This is your third argument, and this really should be the counter argument. Okay, you actually say why, an argument that the other side would produce. So using the internet for downloading for free is wrong and shouldn't even be done at all. This is not really a counter argument. A counter argument would instead be something like this. So the counter argument is what someone from the other side would put forward. So someone from the other side would argue that downloading the internet isn't actually wrong because, let me just turn this off. Downloading movies off the internet isn't wrong because, I would say, because people have a right to view movies for free because some people can't afford it. Okay, so that would be a counter argument. So let's put that down. There are some who believe that downloading movies for free isn't wrong because movies should be enjoyed by all, and that people who cannot pay the exorbitant prices can now do so. And then you say, why is that actually wrong, even though that's an argument that's posed by the other side? Whilst movies are for enjoyment, it is still wrong for one person to have to pay and another to seemingly steal a movie by downloading it illegally for free. Okay, so that is your counter argument. A counter argument, and this is really important in argumentative writing, especially in your exam, because it adds balance. You can argue for one side if you put your argument 1 and 2, but then you need to argue for the other side because it actually shows that you've got a bit of balance in your writing, but then that you can also put forward your argument, that it is wrong, and it actually makes it stronger. Okay, so whilst movies are for enjoyment, it is still wrong for one person to have to pay and the other to seemingly steal a movie by downloading illegally downloading it illegally for free. Can you see there that counter argument has said, okay, fine, this is what the other side believes, but at the end of the day, these people are pretty much stealing the movie, and also it's unfair and wrong because one person pays for it and the other person doesn't. Okay, and that really reinforces your writing. Okay, and this last paragraph here would obviously be your conclusion. Your conclusion, it's really important not to bring in any new information. Okay, let's read your conclusion. Using the internet for downloading movies for free is wrong. That's fine and shouldn't be done at all. You don't really need that, okay, because that's not part of what they're asking you. The actors or actresses do not get paid as much and the producers will lose money. Okay, that's fine. You're reinforcing your arguments. It is recommended to not download movies for free or producers will make horrible movies. Okay, I would get rid of that because they don't have enough funds. Whilst that's a really good point, I wouldn't express it like that. I'll show you how I'll express it. And then at the end here, will you want to watch a horrible movie? With argumentative writing, we want to keep the tone not sort of professional and neutral. You don't want to ask questions to the reader. It's best to keep it very simple and plain. So I would get rid of that. What I would write in the conclusion is, I guess, rewording what you've written instead of it is recommended to not download movies for free or producers will make horrible movies. This is how I would reword your conclusion. With argumentative writing, the key is you come up with excellent arguments and then you back them up with really good explanations of why so that people don't ask any more questions, okay? And then your conclusion just simply recaps everything. So using the internet to let me just have a quick check what the question was. So the question was, is downloading movies over the internet for free a wrong thing to do? So in this conclusion, you wrote, using the internet for downloading movies for free is wrong. That is not actually the question. The question is the action of downloading movies free over the internet wrong? Okay, and there's something that's slightly different about that. So my conclusion would be that downloading movies for free over the internet is wrong because actors don't get paid as much and producers will lose money. This will lead to a downfall in the industry and growth in this would lead to a downfall in the industry that is fueled by greed. Okay, so that's what I would write as a conclusion. And it's, you can see there, it's pretty much one sentence really. What I do want to make a point with is this argument here. So the actors or actresses do not get paid by the people who download the movie for free. Again, that's an argument I wouldn't put in because we have to think, one, do the actors or actresses do not get paid? At the end of the day, who pays the actors or actresses? Well, the actors, and I wouldn't put actors or actresses, I'd say the actors. We'll just keep one group. So who pays the actors? Well, the people who download the movie do not actually pay the actors. The actors are already paid by, whoever it is, their producers or whatnot. So that's not really a proper argument. So in this case, you really need to plan your writing and think about, okay, well, what is the argument here? What arguments are there? One of the things I would use as an argument is, So if the question is downloading from me, why is it a wrong thing to do? Well, one of the arguments you had was obviously producers lose money, and that's fine. One of the other arguments is, I guess this is how I would think of arguments: social, financial, and I think environmental. In this case, I wouldn't think of environmental. I think it would be a social reason or it would be a financial reason. You've already got a financial reason in there. I'd put a social reason. It's a wrong thing to do because it encourages behavior, because it is essentially stealing. Okay? So in this case, what you do is you say downloading movies for free over the internet is wrong because it is stealing. Why is it stealing? This is because people buy movies and pay for movies. When people download it for free off the internet, it is an unauthorized download. Moreover, it's unfair because these people are, I guess, accessing these paid movies for free in a way which is not in a unsavory means. Okay, what this means is this is quite a good argument because it's wrong because it's stealing, and it actually really emphasizes that. People buy movies and pay for movies, so therefore when people download it for free, they're downloading it from somewhere like, like a Napster or a BearShare, and they shouldn't be downloading that because other people pay for it. So essentially, and when they download it, they know they're not downloading it for the right reasons. They're downloading it, a copy which hasn't been made, authentically, and is not the endorsed version. Okay, so that's one of the arguments that the examiner is looking for. The other argument, which you said producers, is a great argument, but you need to explain it a bit better. Okay, as I said, what's missing also is a counter argument, and then you've got a conclusion as well. The introduction is okay. However, I would change it in the following way. So, in the past decade, the internet has been used for plenty of things. Now it is also used for downloading movies over the internet for free. I think that's actually fine. Um, However, the real crux of this topic is asking about the actual downloading of movies over the internet for free. It's not focusing on the internet. Internet is a facilitator, but it's the act of downloading movies. That's the main thing. So this is how I would have set up the introduction, given that I understand that movies is the main thing. Movies have always been created for enjoyment. However, there is a lot of work that goes into producing a great movie. In recent times, the internet has made it possible to distribute, free downloads of movies. And then this is where the problem is. Now, are you going to say, is it wrong or right to do this? So, downloading movies over the internet for free is a wrong thing to do. Now we go on to explaining why. This is because dot 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 first argument and dot 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 full stop. Okay, so that's really how your introduction is. You have to think deeply about what the question is. Then you move on to your introduction, and then you move on to two excellent arguments. Back them up, explain why, and make sure in your writing you're quite clear about why this argument is there. Then you put a counter argument, and after that you put your conclusion. Also, what I would recommend you do is to actually read through and take things out that aren't needed. So we're trying to be concise here. Let's take this in blue. So what I would do is things like actors or actresses, I would get rid of. So let's mark this out in blue. I would remove something like actors or actresses. I'd replace that with the word actors. Okay. Some grammar things I've noticed. So now it is also used for downloading for free. It is wrong to do this as people who acted. Okay. People who act do not get paid. Not people who acted does not. It's a grammatical thing. So who act do not get paid. Not get paid by the people who download. Okay, so who people download, not downloads. So I'll cross that out. The movie for free. It may also cause producers to lose money. What else is there to change? Okay, so as I said, I'll bring this up. This section here, some people argue that it's too expensive to pay money to watch a movie, but the actors or actresses don't get paid. This part here, it sounds a bit like a counter argument, and we want to keep that separate, okay? So try and keep one paragraph related only to the main part of that argument, and then use that paragraph to explain and support your argument, that one argument there. Okay, the other part here, let's look at some other grammatical things. You should do this right at the end of your writing. Just, little things here and there. It all makes a difference in your exam. Are starting to lose money because of this. The producers won't be able to make good movies then. I would change the wording. This would make it difficult for producers to produce quality movies. Okay, that's the type of wording I would use. Again, this is something that you need to go through. Have a look. If you want to be in detail, you look at every sentence. Is this really the best sentence that you can write? Okay, and really try and develop a critical mindset for the exam, and that would hold you in good stead. Okay, so that's my review of this piece for today. Whilst the overall structure is good, there needs to be, I guess, more analysis of the actual writing piece. So make sure you pick top arguments. You need to then support that through a why and explain. You also need to remember to include a counter argument. Make sure you understand exactly what the question is asking you, and also try and do some review within your writing, because the review really makes a big difference. Okay, but the most important thing for you to focus on now is making sure you select good arguments and have a practice with writing just paragraphs of the argument. So explain why, and then take those steps to make that argument a very solid one. Okay, so hopefully this has helped you, and yeah, I look forward to receiving your next piece, and best of luck with the review, and I hope everything goes well. Okay, thank you.